Kyrie Irving is finally talking, and he says he is staying grounded in what he believes in. It was just yesterday on the Fumble Live that Chris and I said Kyrie needs to speak up in his own words, but trust me when I tell you this is not what we meant. But before we get into all that, I'm Jackie Ray, so please make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, and then don't forget to follow me on all things social media at JRayTheFanatic. Now, off top, let me just say, I am so excited to hear from Kyrie because I knew everyone was going to spin the things he said however they wanted, and so did Kyrie.
I'm not going to be used as a person in this agenda. You know, like I'm not even gonna speak on that. I'm just saying, like, it should not be divided amongst all of us. It should just be understood and respected.
That's fair. So I'm with him on that, because if you don't speak up, people will twist a few words that you say against you. And he did double down on what he said earlier this week by saying, quote, "People are losing their jobs to these mandates. People are having to make choices with their own lives, which I respect." If he had left it at that, it would have been great, but he didn't. Instead, he claims that the NBA assured players they would not have to take the vaccine, and they were promised that there would be exemptions. Now, if that's true, I understand how he would feel blindsided. But if that was the case, Andrew Wiggins would have tried to stand on that leg as well, right? And let's not pretend that Andrew Wiggins and Kyrie were the only two people in the league who were hesitant. So, even if states had specific mandates the league had no choice but to enforce, why didn't other players come together and say, damn these state mandates, NBA, you made a promise and you better figure something out before we pull a Southwest up in here. But let's dive deeper into this logically, shall we? Black and Latino communities are dying, not losing their jobs, but dying at a higher rate than anyone else from COVID. How does you saying you want to stand in solidarity with people who don't want to get the vaccine change that? My guess is it doesn't, because Kyrie also said, "We just came out of one of the craziest pandemics of all time, and you're telling me to think rationally? How many people are thinking rationally? I'm not the focus here." What? With every word, this just becomes more nonsensical. Kyrie, I told you yesterday, just say I'm standing with those who have to choose between vaccine and their jobs. I want to make sure they have a voice. Drop the mic and then walk out. Say nothing else. But did you listen? No, you just babbled on and on and on and said this.
Do you think I really just want to sit at home and not go after the things with my teammates that I've been able to grow with, to learn that it takes sacrifice in this space? Because we could be easily at home chilling with our families, but we're choosing to go out there and perform.
Hold on. Just so I'm clear, you and your teammates have to make a sacrifice to be in the space instead of sitting at home, but now you're choosing to sit at home instead of making a sacrifice to be in that space? It's crazy as hell to me, but Kyrie, you have a ton of supporters. This user says, "Thankfully, my job is letting us choose, or I'd leave a company and go somewhere I'm valued and my choices matter. Somewhere that doesn't live by the either you do or buy, cause I'm peace out all day." That's funny because either you show up or bye. This was a terrible IG Live. The ramblings were just ridiculous, and he completely failed to address the impact of COVID on his own community, which he always advocates for. But he's 100% right. I know, crazy, right? But there is a side of the story that I didn't know until this morning. Take a look at this tweet. Sean King, who is fully vaccinated and has been regularly encouraging others to get vaccinated, say, "I'll say this. It's outrageous that 16,000 employees of NYPD are not vaccinated, but all of the attention is on Kyrie. Police have been giving a pass, but 400% more police died from COVID this past year than gunfire. If Kyrie has to have it, the NYPD should too." I looked it up. That statement is correct, which is interesting because if there is an incident in Barclays Center, who's going to respond? On top of that, if anyone is injured, who's going to treat them? New York City medical staff, right? But on Tuesday, a federal judge dealt a blow to the governor's vaccine mandate for medical workers. His ruling states that New York must allow religious exemption to the state's COVID immunization requirement for medical workers. So Kyrie, please do another IG Live, and this time make more sense. Because maybe you were like me and you didn't know all this information until this morning. But now you know. So get on your live and say either everyone in New York City can make their own personal decisions or none of us can. But there cannot be discrimination between professions. So with this new information, I'm with Kyrie. But how do you guys feel about it? Are you team Kyrie? Let me know in the comments below. Once again, I'm Jackie Ray. Thanks for watching The Fumble, and we'll see you next time.